so as to give credibility to the process. I'd like to thank you for appearing before this select committee and for making submission. We do appreciate your submission most sincerely, and would like to lift the immunity that was given to you at the beginning of this session for you to enjoy the greater immunity you already enjoy outside as ECZ. We wish you well as you execute your constitutional and statutory mandate, and you are free to go. Thank you very much, witness.
With us on Parliamentary Television, Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, have just made their submissions to the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2025. And this is the first witness for today. We still have 2 more witnesses to make an appearance before the Parliamentary Select Committee. And so the object of this bill is to amend the Constitution of Zambia so as to revise the composition of the National Assembly to provide for the increase in the number of constituency-based seats from 156 to 211 to actualize the delimitation report by the Electoral Commission, and also to revise the electoral system for election to the National Assembly to provide for a mixed member proportional representation electoral system to guarantee the representation of women, youths and persons with disabilities, and also to revise the provision relating to filling of fresh nominations on resignation of a candidate, and also to revise the provisions relating to by-elections, revise the number of nominated members of Parliament, harmonize the term of Parliament and Council to achieve a 5-year term, provide for a vacancy in the office of Minister and a Provincial Minister 90 days before a general election, remove the 2-term limit for office of Mayor and Council Chairperson, revise the composition of the Council to include members of Parliament holding constituency-based seats, revise the qualifications for appointment to the office of the Secretary to the Cabinet, and also to provide for the Attorney General and the Solicitor General to continue in office for a general election until new office bearers are appointed, revise the definition of words child and adult, and also to provide for clarity on the period within which an election petition shall be concluded, and also provide for matters connected with or incidental to the foregoing. So those are the objects of the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 7 of 2025. So just now we stand by for the second witness to make their submissions to the Parliamentary Select Committee. Keep watching Parliament Television. Good morning.
Union, I serve as Secretary for Education and Academic Affairs. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, witness. I'd like to ask the honorable members, starting with those on my right, to introduce themselves.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, our witness. I'm Jacqueline Sabah, Member of Parliament for Jagankata constituents. I'm the Vice Chairperson of this Select Committee. You are welcome.
Thank you, Chair. Witness, you are welcome. My name is Simon Banda, representing the wonderful people of Petauke Central. I'm also a member of this selected committee. Thank you.
I'm Stanley Kakubo, representing Kapirimposhi constituency.
Thank you, Chair. I'm Emmanuel Banda, Member of Parliament for Muchinga constituency, Serenje district.
Good morning, everyone. George Kasabila Kandafula, Member of Parliament, Serenje. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Swongile Mwamba. I represent the people of Kasama Central constituency. You're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My name is Brian Kambita, Member of Parliament for Zambezi East constituency in Northwestern Province, a member of the Select Committee.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, witness. My name is Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose. I represent the wonderful people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province and a member of this committee. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, witness. Muvita Anakoka is my name, Member of Parliament for Luena constituency in Western Province. Thank you.
Secretariat at the table.
Good morning. I'm Wele Major from the Office of the Clerk, accompanied by other officers from the Office of the Clerk.
President Witness.
Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, honorable Chair. Morning, witness. My name is Achawezi Chiro, Parliamentary Counsel, accompanied by my colleague David Mwengwe, also Parliamentary Counsel from Ministry of Justice. Thank you.
Thank you, witness. I'm Imango Mnyema Jr., Member of Parliament for Nalolo constituency in Western Province, and the chairperson of this select committee. Witness, you are guided that as you make your submission, you are conferred with immunity provided for under Cap 12, which is the National Assembly Powers and Privileges Act, which provides you with immunity that members of Parliament enjoy in the Assembly against prosecution for what they say. You are therefore guided not to mislead this committee, and that if you so do, the reverse applies. Witness, you may guide us by making a submission and focusing on the salient features in line with your correspondence with Secretariat. You are free to make your submission.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. To begin with, in my submission, this submission to this committee has been submitted by the students representative of the Zambian University Higher Learning Institutions in Zambia. Honorable Chair, honorable members, the executive summary states, the student body of Zambia submits the memorandum in strong support of the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill number 7. This bill represents a historical opportunity to deepen democratic participation, to ensure meaningful youth representation in parliamentary and governance structures, and to create constitutional safeguards for generational interest. Honorable members, Mr. Chair, as the democratic majority of Zambia, students recognize that this amendment directly addresses the persistent exclusion of young voices from decision-making processes, the mixed member proportional representation MMP system combined with reserved proportional representation seats for youth, 12 guaranteed representatives, positions of young Zambians as stakeholders rather than mere subjects of governance. Honorable members, we urge this committee to recommend immediate passage of the Bill number 7 to enable these transformative provisions to take effect before the 2026 general elections. Honorable members, and this submission, our part 1 being students' interest in constitutional reform. Number 1, the democratic stake in governance. The number 2, the students' position in broader democratic movements. What do we mean, honorable members? Zambia's youth bridge creates both democratic opportunities and governance responsibility, with over 60% of our population under the age of 35 of the Zambian youths. Young Zambians are the present and future custodians.
Order, witness. If you may kindly go direct to the salient features of your submission.
All right.
Thank you.
What are they, Maria?
Chair, maybe the witness may be guided that they go to speak to the specific articles in the or clauses in the bill.
Thank you. You can start from where it says part 2. Part 2,
okay.
How the bill advances, and perhaps whatever speaks to the specific clauses.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable members, our part 2 is how the Bill 7 advances students' interest. Number 1, youth representation in Parliament. The bill proposes 12 guarantee seats for youth representative, defines as person of age 21 to 35 years, elected through the proportional representation. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, currently, the average age of the Zambian MPs is at 51 years. This reflects a democratic pattern where older generations on issues of affecting the young people, the youth seats provisions corrects the issues by ensuring that perspective of people at the age of educational completion, early career formation, and young family establishment directly influence parliamentary delegations. Honorable members, Chair, our number 2 being women and youth intersectionality. What do we mean? Women comprise approximately 50% of the students' population in the Zambian universities. Bill 7's provisions for 20 guaranteed seats for women, combined with 12 youth seats, and the requirement that 30 to 40% of the proportional representation lists include youth candidates, creates intersectional representation. Honorable members, our other interest is the mixed member proportional representation in Parliament of the Bill number 7. The current first past the post FPTP system creates to persuade initiatives for parliamentary representation. In some cases, MPs represent only 40 to 45% of their constituency, typically winning the marginalized society, leaving 55% to 60% of voters without direct representation. Honorable members, our other issue and main issue to tackle is the parliament expansion, smaller constituencies and closer representation. Bill number 7 increases the National Assembly seats from 156 to 211, a 35 expansion. This seemingly administrative change has profound implications for students' representation, including the following. Number 1, smaller constituencies from approximately 9,000 people to 65,000 mean MPs are geographically closer to the young voters of the society. Number 2, the smaller constituencies populations make youth organizing more effective policies. About 500 students voters in a 60,000 persons constituency, representative of 7.7% of the electorate. In a 9,000 person constituencies, they represent a 5.6. Number 3, more seats mean more opportunities for the young people of Zambia as well as the women of Zambia. Not only that, honorable members, Mr. Speaker, more seats mean more opportunities for geographical diversity in the representation, reducing the urban biasness in parliamentary compositions. For universities like Lusaka, Kitwe, Ndola, Kawe, and Chinsali, and the colleges towns across the country, this means that additional parliamentary seats where students' concentrations are high. A university constituency with 10,000 plus students gain proportional voice in a smaller constituencies, meaning they'll have representative to represent them if the seats are actually increased and if there will be parliamentary expansion. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, our other major concern is harmonized 5-year terms, policy, constituencies, and education. The bill harmonizes parliamentary and local government terms to unify the 5-year cycle for educational policies. Specifically, this provides. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair.
Witness, there's water for you there. And please address me as the chair. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Okay. All right. I beg to continue.
Please proceed.
All right. Thank you. Harmonized 5-year terms, policy and constituencies for education. Mr. Chair, the bill harmonizes parliamentary and the local government terms to a unified 5-year cycle for educational policies. Specifically, this, honorable members, this means that constant policy cycles, educational plans requiring 5-year implementation, curriculum reform, infrastructure development, teacher training now align with the electoral cycles. Number 2, reduced electoral fatigue. Students benefit from governance focus when elections occur less frequently. Number 3, budget alignment. National and provisional educational budgets can operate on constant multi-year planning horizons. Currently, the sectional elections like national, local, and by-elections create a constant campaign environment. This stabilizes long-term education planning. Bill number 7 restores the ability. Thank you. Honorable members, Mr. Chair, another point to note is the removed 2-term limit for local leadership. The Bill 7 removes the 2-term limit for mayors and council chairpersons. For students, this enables the following, and it will be beneficial to the young people of the country. Number 1, continuity in local governance that promotes education and youth development. Not only that, it will promote young people to participate in issues that are concerning the government and the governance of the country. And number 2, the long-term relationships between students, organizations, and the local leadership will enhance. If our young people are able to have good leadership and relations with our leaders, it will enable youth development and community development at large. Mr. Chair, honorable members, number 3, expertise accumulation in local officials responsible for supporting university operations such as infrastructure, security, and accommodation. If these are enhanced for our young people in universities, it will mean we'll have a secure place for our young people to learn, not just a clean environment that is conducive, but an environment where security is also enhanced. Mr. Chair, honorable members, another issue to note down is the parliament as district council members, which is the democratic leakage. MPs automatically become council members under Bill 7. This creates democratic accountability leakage. Students can engage MPs on local university issues, accommodation, transportation, and safety. As it stands, various universities are facing issues of accommodation and security. But if the Bill 7 is allowed to pass, it will mean we enhance accommodation in various universities, security, transport, and many other issues that are necessary in universities and college. And and hold them accountable in both national and local platforms, because youths and the students are sharing relationships with the local government. Honorable members, pardon me. The part 3 of our submission, honorable members, Mr. Chair, states student-specific policy implications of Bill 7. Number 1, the educational policy advocacy. With guaranteed youth representation in Parliament, education policies becomes responsive to student interest. If this bill is passed, it will mean all the issues that the young people and students are facing in universities will be responded, because we have a high representation of the young people in Parliament. Number 1, the curriculum reform will take place. Number 2, tertiary education funding will also be enhanced. Number 3, the technical and vocational education system as well will be enhanced, where youth MPs can prioritize non-university pathways addressing skills mismatch in the labor market. Not only that people will have to attend the formal way of university learning, but if the young people and the students are able to acquire skills, it will enhance development amongst the Zambian youths. Part 3, Mr. Speaker, also enhances the issues of employment and skills development amongst the young people of Zambia. Youth unemployment stands approximately at 27% in Zambia. But if we enhance the issues of skills development, it will mean this 27% of unemployment amongst the Zambian youths will reduce. In Zambia, more than double the adult rate of unemployment is at 27%. With the youth MPs in place, it will mean, number 1, we'll have advocacy for employment equity legislation protecting the young workers. Number 2, push of skills development funding aligned to the industry needs. Then number 3, the budget allocations for youth entrepreneurship and job creation will also be enhanced. Number 4, hold the institutions of government accountable for youth employment and target. This bill expanded Parliament from 156 to 211 seats, means additional standing committees positions. Committees dedicated to education, employment and skills development can now have a dedicated focus rather than being submissive in the broader committees. Mr. Chair, honorable members, with this bill being passed in place, it will mean the educational system as well will be enhanced. Employment levels will also go high because of the high representation of the young people in the Parliament. Unemployment issues will be tackled, and not only that, people as well will have skills that will enable them to earn a living every single day, unlike them resulting to crimes that will actually lead in non-development of their lives. Number 3, the climate change and environmental stewardship as well, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, will also be addressed. This means that students inherit a climate alternative world. With the youth MPs put in place, it will mean, number 1, we ensure that climate change policies reflects on intergenerational equity principles that will be beneficial to the Zambian youths.
Order, witness. I would guide that you you move to your recommendations on part 7.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Honorable members, Our conclusions and recommendations to this committee is that students of Zambia recognize Bill 7 as a transformative constitutional reform that will meaningfully address the systematic exclusion of young voices from parliamentary governance, the combination of constitution-granted youth seats, mixed member proportional representation, women's representation, and expanded parliament creates multiple avenues for student voices to influence the national policy on issues directly affecting our lives and our futures. Our recommendation to this committee is: number 1, we recommend immediate passage of the Bill 7 to the National Assembly, enabling these provisions to take effect before the 2026 general election. The number 2, affirm the youth representation provisions as essential to democratic legitimacy and generational equity, rejecting arguments that youth representation weakens parliamentary governance. Our recommendation number 3 to the committee is: encourage the Electoral Commission to develop clear guidelines for the youth candidate identification, nomination, and electoral support across all political parties. Then our recommendation number 4 to the committee is to support the university and student organization engagement with the constitutional amendment process through civic education campaigns and voter mobilization. The young people need to be educated and sensitized before taking such a huge step to be part of the parliamentary representation. Then our recommendation number 5 is: we recommend legislation supporting campus-based voter registration and polling facilities, electoral education for the first-time youths voters, support for youth candidates in party nomination processes, and parliamentary research capacity on the youth-centered policy issues. Then recommendation number 6 is the post-2026 elections. Established parliamentary youth committees with a dedicated focus on education, employment, and climate change related issues, and the intergenerational equity to ensure youth representation translates into policy focus. Thank you, Honorable Chair, honorable members. I submit, and my conclusion in this statement is that students are ready to participate in the democratic governance as guaranteed by the Bill 7. We urge the National Assembly to seize this opportunity to deepen democracy, strengthen youth engagement, and position Zambia as a continental leader in inclusive and democratic institutions by letting the young people, the young women of Zambia to take part in Bill 7 and be part of the parliamentary representation in order to enable economic growth and economic development amongst the Zambian youths. I submit, Chair, honorable members.
Thank you very much, witness, for your submission on behalf of the student bodies. Honorable members, that's the submission from our witness representing the students, National Council of Student Unions. If we have some clarifications, we can indulge to engage them. Honorable Kambita.
It's more or less like a comment because the Honorable Chairperson, as you have observed, the young people have focused very much on the mixed member proportional representation, and have spoken to it comprehensively and in support of the bill for that cause. And therefore, just like to thank them for their comprehensive submission. We will still keep the submission and be part of our report. What I just want to find out from them is if they have any other suggestions which they wish to make in terms of the process. especially of electing. I know it's a bit ultra-vires, but it's I've seen you've made that recommendation. In your recommendation, do you have anything in mind?
Thank you, Honorable Kambita. Honorable Kakuvo, then Honorable Mwamba.
Chair, firstly, I want to thank our students for the way that you have submitted your submission. Very confident, it's thorough, and it was easy to follow. We have received some submissions that have suggested that under Bill 7, the proposed guaranteed seats for youths must still be subjected to voting. Suffice to mention that the suggestion says that for the youths that are expected to come to Parliament, a platform must be created for the youths to be on the ballot and compete as youths on your own. What are your thoughts around such suggestions?
Honorable Mwamba. Thank you, Honorable Kakuvo.
Thank you, Chairperson. I also wish to state that thank you so much for your elaborate submission. To all, you did put in quite a lot, and you know what it takes. My question is coming from, and what sort of electoral support are you talking about? I submit, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Witness, you can respond, and your team can assist you in responding.
Thank you so much, Chair. I just wish to, before I can actually come to the questions that have been raised, state that in our deliberations with regards to this submission, we actually had a comprehensive discussion on the bill, and in our written submission, however, we focused ourselves on the issues that directly impact our line of operations as a council. However, with your indulgence, we may briefly simply state our stance on all, because we as a council have discussed this bill comprehensively and hence have determined that this bill deserves our support. Yes. Then coming to the question regarding elections, I think, Chair, one of the key issues that would want to state is with regards to this provision that states that we need to do away with by-elections. As you may be aware, Chair, our outcry from across the board, both youth and adults in our society, have cried that this might lower our democratic standing as a nation. However, we hold that this actually, in one way or another, enhances democracy, in the sense that over the years we have had allegations that have come from our society that ruling parties have taken the power of incumbents to influence the outcome of the by-elections, thereby lowering or rather distorting parliamentary democracy. And so we see this removal of by-elections as a positive step towards strengthening democracy within Parliament, which comes in the sense that once a political party has elected its members, those seats are guaranteed to remain for that political party throughout the 5-year term. And this will ensure that democracy within Parliament, whether the incumbent is happy or not, it stands the same proportions that we started with, unless where there is a by-election in the case of an independent member of Parliament. As such, to actually make this process work even better, we propose and would want to mention to the committee that actually the Electoral Commission and other supporting legislations will need to add more clarity with regards to how political parties are going to conduct this election of the replacement for a member of Parliament that has lost a seat. Because without that proper guidance, we fear that political parties might end up waking up one morning, they discipline one member from Jigankata, for instance, and they come to Chisamba, where I come from, and they say, come and be the member of Parliament for Jigankata. As such, we strongly recommend that, Chair, the Electoral Commission and other supporting legislations like Acts of Parliament can give clear guidance with regards to how the replacement of the new member of Parliament will happen. Then, Chair, there's a question with regards to the submissions that have been made regarding the need for an election where these mixed member proportionality seats are concerned. we hold the view that as youths we are not we are not asking for leadership on a silver platter. As long as a fair platform is provided, that would allow for youths across board to compete freely on a fair ground. That is not a problem for us. What we are opposed to and what we believe Bill 10 comes to solve is a situation where myself, a youth of 25 years old with an account balance close to 0 kwacha, I should now be competing with men and women that have been in business for almost twice my age. At the end of the day, what happens is that their economic strength affects my performance in the election, in that I cannot put the input they are able to put in the campaign. As such, if a competition in form of an election can be fairly conducted among youths to eliminate these impeding factors that have been preventing youths from taking an active role and being successful in their bid for parliamentary seats, I think for us it is a welcome move, because in fact, we have received some people that have said, you know, youth just want to receive seats for free. We don't even know if they can lead. Competition will ensure that this is eliminated. Competition will create a platform where the capabilities and vision of a youth with regard to the youth agenda can be tested even before they come to parliament. As such, we do not oppose that if that can be done in a fair and free environment that is youth friendly, and that will allow and guarantee the youth's voice to be heard. I think the last question with regards to recommendation number 6, my colleagues can take it up. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, witness. If you remember the question, you can handle it.
The question again, Chair.
Honorable Member, was that your question?
Oh, my question was in terms of the guidelines with the ECZ. You recommended that there should be clear guidelines on identification, nomination, and electoral support. So what would be your suggestions on how you would like to see these guidelines? I submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With regards to the guidelines, really these are issues that will require us to sit around a round table, for instance, with the ECZ in a similar manner where we can discuss at length when that time comes in terms of how we are going to implement this nomination, identification nomination, and indeed electoral support. However, it's worth mentioning, Chair, that there has been fears that with these seats, they might end up being restricted to political parties, where only people that are known to be members of certain political parties can then be nominated. Our plea would be that the Electoral Commission should come in and intervene with regards to this, because at the end of the day, these mixed member proportional representation seats are not coming in to only, in fact, they are not coming in to enhance any party's influence or power within Parliament, but basically they are here to ensure that the voice of the youth across board is heard, whether partisan or non-partisan. As such, we strongly recommend that the ECZ can consult all relevant stakeholders, including ourselves, with regards to identifying a way in which youth can be given a free platform that will allow for not only party affiliated youths, but every capable youth who would want to represent fellow youths within the National Assembly. I submit here.
Thank you, witness. Would you like among the 12 a youth that represents your union?
The question I've not gotten.
Among the 12, would you like a youth representing the union? The student union?
The National Council of Students Unions, yes, or unions across board?
For students, your umbrella body.
Well, that would be a very important step towards making this body more representative, because then it means that the National Council of Students Union will not only be out on ZNBC or on Phoenix FM. Instead, the House will be right where decisions are being made in the House. That would be greatly appreciated, Chair.
Okay, no, that was on a lighter note, but thank you for submission. Honorable Anakoka, then we close. The next witness is here.
Thank you very much for that presentation. It's a bit on a lighter note, but nonetheless serious. The definition of a youth between 21 and 35, which means a young person who is 34 years, 6 months, qualifies. What would you suggest should be done 6 months down the line when this person becomes above 35? Have you thought about that?
Well, Chair, that is an interesting challenge to our thoughts. I think it's something that is worth considering. However, I think the fact that the person is elected while they are in their youth then qualifies them to continue, because the basis upon which they were elected is that they were a youth at the time. Because if, for instance, we said that when they become on their 35th birthday, we remove them from Parliament, well, we might end up having these continuous changes, thereby making representation difficult. We are also speaking to issues of a stable, or rather a sustainable representation in that manner. So I think as long as the person is a youth at the time of their election, I think we hold no objection to their continuity with regards to representing youth in Parliament, even beyond their 35th birthday. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Safulo, we are concluding. We would like to thank you, National Council of Students Union, for submitting before this committee. We take note of your fundamental submission that there must be guidelines on this identification of youth. At this time, would like to lift the immunity that we bestowed on you and allow you to enjoy the greater immunity you enjoy as a union. And wish you well, and thank you for making this submission.
Thank you, sir.
There you have it. The National Council of Students Union has made a submission before the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to scrutinize the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill No. 7 of 2025. And still to make an appearance before the committee is the National Institute for Public Administration, School of Law. And just to run you through some of the objectives of the bill to amend the Constitution of Zambia, some of them include revise the composition of the National Assembly to provide for the increase in the number of constituency-based seats from 156 to 211 to actualize the delimitation report by the Electoral Commission. And others include revise the electoral system for election to the National Assembly to provide for a mixed member proportional representation, electoral system to guarantee the representation of women, youths, and persons with disabilities, among others. Just now we take a short break as we wait for the National Institute for Public Administration, School of Law to make their submission before the Parliamentary Select Committee.
Watch the Parliamentary Select Committee that is scrutinizing the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Bill No. 7 of 2025, live on Parliament television and radio on Saturday 6th and 7th December 2025. Stay informed and engaged with the legislative process on Parliament Radio, DSTV Channel 272, GoTV Channel 28, Topstar Channel 5, National Assembly of Zambia Facebook and YouTube pages, Parliament Radio, Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Engineered at Nexus.
Abafyafika nomba fide fyo kusela na ka lifestyle fika fide kusela pursuing ka life ka kufyalo fya mpepo just wish me well ole kentam pepo kuli wedi mukalale mulimfia ngana ya promise kuba sincere.
System. With regard to clause 3, NIPA has no objection to the provision of clause 3 as the word denomination and not election is more appropriate under the circumstances. In addition, NIPA has no objection to the provision of clause 3 intended to put a time frame within which a person is allowed to defect from one's political party and become an independent candidate. This time frame is 2 months before the date of nominations. NIPA's position is that this is important as it preserves order in political parties. This ensures that the position to contest as an independent MP is not from a point of